Alright, so here's my. I'm hard pressed to even call it a review, but here's my video talking about Nintendo's thing that is still going on right now. Excuse me, but I already clicked off and closed it off because honestly the presentation was rather boring. But they started off with Zelda, and the Zelda trailer looked really, really good. I like the way the new Zelda's looking. The subtitle is Breath of the Wild, by the way, for those of you who may not know. I'm not too crazy about the subtitle itself because it kind of bothers me because the subtitle is kind of named because the actual game itself, the actual gameplay, rather than the actual story. You see what I mean? Skyward Sword was named Skyward Sword because the story was about the Skyward Sword. Twilight Princess was about the Twilight Princess. You see what I mean? The Ocarina of Time was about the Ocarina of Time. You see what I mean? And this is like Breath of the Wild. So they pretty much named it after the open world elements. They named it after more of the gameplay, aspect type of things. But it's just a subtitle. It's whatever. It doesn't sound too bad. I just felt it's kind of like odd out of place since they've named the subtitle before based off something on the story. You see what I mean? But I think Enuma has done a very good job. There's a lot of new stuff you can do in this Zelda, and this game. The reason why I'm glad this game exists and it's the way it is because it's the perfect example of what I've been talking about this whole time. If you guys have been watching me for a while now, one of my biggest criticisms about Nintendo are the lack of ambition. Not only when it comes to their marketing, online things like that, but more specifically, most importantly, their games. A lot of their games they make just to it just feels like they make them to kind of make them. Let's just do another entry. That's just another entry. So I mean, rather than actually try to push the series forward, push the franchise forward, make the next big game of that franchise. And that's what this game is for Zelda. It's not something safe like 3D World, nor is it something that was only made solely to incorporate some type of gimmick. Star Fox. You see what I mean? And it's not something that has changes and differences for absolutely no good reason. Color splash. You see what I mean? So this is the type of thing I want to see Nintendo do with more of their franchises. Evolve them. Take them to the next level. They've done it before plenty of times. I'm not saying they don't do this. I'm saying with the Wii U, this gen, a lot of them they haven't. They've been either like really safe projects. I gave an example like 3D World, or they've been projects made not because Nintendo seemed like they actually wanted to make a new game in the series, but just because they had a controller concept or a gameplay concept, and so they just chose a series they felt would be the best fit for that concept. You know what I mean? Such as Star Fox with the motion controls. But pretty much the game is open world now. Zelda is an open world game, and outside of being in the actual genre of open world, it's also open world in the sense that it's very open-ended, which kind of means the same thing, but in the sense that you could pretty much do whatever the hell you want. You could chop down any tree you see. You could climb most surfaces that you see. If you can't climb something, it'll be like in the dungeons and like the walls are really like slick or whatever. You're not supposed to climb on them, whatnot. But you could climb on most places outside, and you collect, fruit and meat, and that's how he heals now. They have a new inventory system. When you kill enemies, you can pick up their weapons and use them against them. That's really cool. If an enemy has a spear, once you kill that enemy, you can pick up that spear and start using the spear to fight others. I love that. I love the fact that Enuma has taken. These aren't brand new concepts at all, but they're brand new concepts for Zelda. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that Enuma is taking, things that we've been seeing in kind of Western RPGs and Western open world games, and incorporating the good elements of them into Zelda, and it just makes it look like a whole new, refreshing package. So I do like the new changes in Zelda. I can't wait to see the NX version because I think this one, I don't know if it was just me, but it looks like this one is having some frame rate issues. And the art style looks great, but some of the texture work itself, you can definitely tell the Wii U was a little outdated, but this game is definitely going to look beautiful on the NX. I can't wait to see the NX version. That being said, the only thing I don't really like about the game thus far is that the open world looks very, very empty. It just seems like Enuma was like, okay, I want to make an open world Zelda, but he completely didn't think about what making an open world game entails. You see what I mean? It's like he didn't think about the things that had to come along with being open world. Now that it was just a dev version, slow demo, whatever, early build. Well, not early build, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's not the final product or anything like that, and it's still going to be developed all the way until next year. It's probably going to go gold in like sometime in January or something like that. But yeah, it could be unfinished. He could populate it more, but I don't know. But all I can say is based off what they showed, the world looked very empty and boring to explore in. It really, really did nothing like X. From an open world standpoint, X craps on that game. Xenoblade Chronicles X is open world RPG done perfectly. Zelda looks really empty and drab. I'm not saying the environments look bad. The world looks pretty and all that. I'm just saying, like, you start running around in the prettiness and there's nothing. You're just running as Link. And you're just running. You're just running. Two enemies. Running. And, like, that's kind of it, But then after they showed the Zelda trailer, they showed Pokemon. And I don't have anything against Pokemon. I bought X, and I enjoyed it. It's just the presentation itself was just very boring and lasted way too long, in my opinion. And kind of with both games, with X and Pokemon, the problem I have with these two things, the games themselves look fine. When I'm saying that I'm disappointed, I'm talking about I'm disappointed in the way they were presented. Very boring presentations. It looks like they didn't go in with a game plan. You see what I'm saying? It's not like Nintendo. It seems like Nintendo didn't actually okay, we're going to show this, we're going to show this, we're going to show this, we're going to skip to this part in the game to show this, we're going to skip to this part in this game to show this. It's like, no, they just kind of take a slice of the game, boom, play it, show them. Which can be fine, but also can't be fine under certain situations such as this one. Just felt like it was kind of very like too loose and open-ended, not very concise is the best word I could think of right now to describe what I wanted from these presentations. It was just kind of like, yeah, we're going to do this. It was like just very normal-ish playthroughs, and I feel like they should have been more specific, highlighting certain things, going to certain parts of the game. Show us a boss battle or something like that. Just kind of just walking around and just normal. Like I was just watching a gameplay video. I would see it that IGN would post when they go to a PAX or something like that. It didn't feel like appropriate presentations for the first time we're seeing direct feed gameplay footage of these games. You see what I mean? Outside of that, though, there's literally nothing else more to say. I don't know if they show something at the time of this. After this video is going to be up, I don't know if they would have shown something more. But I was live streaming myself watching that direct, not the direct, but Nintendo for about like 2.5 hours to 3 hours, and all they showed was Zelda and Pokemon, and the presentations. Now, there's nothing wrong with the games themselves. I'm not bashing the games again. It's just the way they're presenting them, just very boring and drab. And I actually fell asleep on my live stream. Legit. I wasn't playing. I wasn't trolling. I wasn't trying to do anything for reactions. I'm not posting it to YouTube. I legit put my head down and just fell asleep in the middle of the Zelda presentation. Because it was just that boring. It was just that drab. And I just don't see how any Nintendo fan... I don't want to get into all that, but I just don't understand how any Nintendo fan could sit here and watch that and just not miss the conferences, not have wanted the NX to have to be here. It just, how could y'all be okay with what they're showing with these few games? Like, it boggles my mind. I'm not saying you guys have to be upset like the rest of us. I'm not saying you guys have to be upset like I was. Notice I'm saying was, because like I said in my last video, I'm done getting upset because I don't care anymore. I can only get upset so much at a company for the same reasons, right? I'm done. It's whatever at this point. So I'm not saying you have to be upset like we were and like how a lot of people still are, but what I'm saying is you have to be able to acknowledge it. You see what I mean? You have to be able, okay, yeah, this is some fuck shit. I accept it. But I'm going to try to enjoy what's shown. Boom! That's all you have to say, and that's it. But you guys sit here and you act like you just can't fathom the problem that people have with this stuff. And that's really what pisses me off. What pisses me off more than what Nintendo does is the fact is the Nintendo fans who try to defend the shit that they do instead of just acknowledging the fuckery, the blatant fuckery that's behind it. It angers me. It really, really does. I've seen so many videos these past weeks, and it's funny because like people really haven't been doing videos talking about otherwise, right? I mean, of course they did when the news was first shown that all they're going to have is Zelda and Pokemon, whatever. Of course, there was lots of vids then, but there was a lot of vids done in last week, this week, the week before that, where people were talking about you're a pretendo if you're still not excited for Nintendo's E3, or you're a fake Nintendo fan if you're not happy that you're getting all this Zelda footage. Like, we should be satisfied literally with just having Zelda footage at E3. You're a pretendo. And that just boggled my mind. One, because like I said, no one was even still talking about it at that point in time. So like, it's like they're not even responding to anyone specifically. If they're responding to somebody, they're responding to comments they've seen on videos, something like that. But as far as video makers go, I haven't seen anyone making a video still talking about that stuff after all this time. People accepted what Nintendo was showing, and they pretty much moved on and was just waiting for the doomsday to happen today. But I just don't understand. It just makes no sense to me, and I don't understand why this is a thing that people do in video games, but they know damn well in any other facet of life, shut up, dog, they wouldn't stand for this kind of stuff. Like, I make examples all the time. I like to do like restaurant examples because it's just easy, or movie examples, stuff like that. Any place that offers a service, if they don't give you what you expect, if they don't give you what is a standard for them, for whatever service they are, you're going to complain. You're going to let somebody know about it. You're not just going to be like, oh, that's okay. Like, you're not going to go into a restaurant, order burgers and fries, and they say, we have no ketchup, we have no mustard, we have no condiments, no salt, nothing. And you're just going to be like, oh, that's okay. Hey, don't complain that they don't have ketchup. You shut the fuck up. Like, you're not going to do that, right? But why would you do that when it comes to video games? You see what I mean? It's like, for some reason, when it comes to Nintendo, you guys have this exception. But if you guys turn around and you go to any other service, anything like that, you guys know damn well you wouldn't be the same way. You see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You guys will say it's okay that Splatoon didn't have voice chat, but you wouldn't ever say that it's okay that your hotel didn't provide you with towels. You see what I mean? It's the exact same thing, but for some reason, there's an exception made with Nintendo. And guys, I'm pleading with you right now. If you are one of these people I'm talking about, really sit back and analyze yourself. Analyze your brain. Really think about what I'm saying. Holy shit. Why do I make that exception? Is something wrong with me? Actually contemplate that, please. Because I'm starting to think there's a mental problem going on right now. Because the funny thing is, for all these Nintendo fans saying that what Nintendo is doing this E3 is fine, they know damn well, and you guys can't deny it. I don't care who the hell you are, you can't deny it. KFD, Tony, T. I ain't got no problems with T. I'm cool with T, but T's one of the people who made a video talking about pretendos if you're not excited or whatever. T. Active Gamer Life. Y'all know. Be honest. Y'all know damn well if Sony and Microsoft had made an announcement that they're going to show 1 or 2 games at E3 and that's all they're going to be showing, y'all would have been clowning them. Y'all would have been clowning them. And if you wouldn't have been clowning the company specifically, you definitely would have been clowning the fan base. You would have been making fun of the fan base. And if you guys saw the Sony fan base defending Sony for pulling that, y'all be like, oh, you stupid Sony drones. Look at you stupid Sony drones. Y'all getting one game and y'all eating that shit up like that's acceptable. Y'all know damn well. But just because it applies to Nintendo, it's okay and it's acceptable. But if Sony or Microsoft pull this shit, oh my god, the Nintendo fan base will be clowning those companies so bad. But we can't hold Nintendo to that same standard for some reason. Like I said, for some reason when it comes to Nintendo, exception is made where exception does not need to be. You wouldn't accept a brand new car that didn't have air conditioning. Why should you accept a system without cross-game chat? You wouldn't accept, you wouldn't accept a service. People don't like fucking like. there's just so many examples I could bring up. There's just so many different things in life that you hold, a standard over. There's certain services, certain companies that you just have certain expectations and you hold them to certain standards. And if they don't have this and they don't have that, you'll say something about it, you'll end your subscription, something, you complain about it, it'll be bullshit. You make the problem known that you'll make it known that it's a problem, right? But for some reason, when it comes to Nintendo, these guys don't want to do it, and I just don't understand why. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Be happy that you're getting something. At least you're getting something at E3, right? It's E3. You don't come to E3 with one console game. And yeah, I know they're showing Mirage Sessions and Color Splash later, but... Okay, 3. Oh, like stop. And actually, I could go ahead and just pretty much talk as if it's one game, because back when it was literally said it was just going to be one game, you guys were still defending it then. So there's really no point even mentioning the other two games, because back when it literally was thought to just be one game, that was still okay then. So might as well say, yeah, you guys were okay with one game being shown. That's absolutely amazing. I just don't understand. You wouldn't accept a faulty product. You wouldn't accept a haphazard service, a half-assed service or anything like that. I'm sure you guys have gotten pissed off at waiters plenty of times, but for some reason when it comes to Nintendo, all of a sudden good service isn't expected. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave me your thoughts down below. Thanks.